was signature tune aye African Queen wine would be one of a papa ma ne tell no every pay we any you kwa wadama wo cry mo awie me ade prem to bre no kase no asom wo medin e de nana ama anotifo afi adeshemaima kase no nchemu enien ya sha se from my Ghana no asebeja fie appointment committee akwa setena ma na da dua wo hwe say acting chief justice Paul bafo boni wa sha se atoto ya no ansane ade kase boy bramu wo brekro ampanifo me nya ntese eduba akopepepe no ya ma de bofo me nya ntese ampanifo akra won ho wa hye won dwumadie no ase a enesan na sa krata no Owura David Sebastian Damoa director of media relations Sebeja fie na dama no de sanse mi nyanche mu ma yen wache mu se enkoma mpanifo ba bedi ye se mampani abo Owura Paul bafo boni din de na so wo se mra Sebeja fie fo afa no mienu ni nyina di nkomo toto nani na wo so na ho ode hwe se atwuma no ye de manu amprempren wo betumi aya na ye nim se wo man Ghana ye tia yen ka bi hyemu ene enya na ntie se kan chief justice ma me toko no mpanifo che se wo ni dwumadie emu no emra na ebo ni dwumadie ho akra no wadanda ne ma bia no amade wadan wadie no ene mra no bo abra ene nti mampani agya no kwan saa abra no ne nim se watena kunya no so wa afempimienu ene atuonu amiensa na so nei de enye wo no ene wogina mu ewo ho Owura justice Paul bafo boni wa hwe akire kakra se acting chief justice wabrekra mampani boni din se afedi osu se empanifo ntoto na no na atwuma no obetumi aye wamra Sebeja fie enche ye kra ena chiamehene ede to dwa se nyame aye hyehyɛ yama se seidie ekwan ni mu atene ene nti appointment committee ebetena se na enumuo no na no November bosume de tosunsun ya ena Owura chiamehene wo so wamra Sebeja fie Akan Kings for Sumana Baben echiemu se edom kuma no mo shimbia wo mo de baaye no enyina so no mu aha ogitum enye ye enti waboagu eno nkoda nchen edom kuma no ena no ni Owura afanyoma Akan so de ba betu dwa se da bi da wo mo gitum se yetoto Owura Paul bafo boni ano a entwa ye o mo nyintum kura saa asem no akiri no edom bebrebe no ena no ni onomonyamfo mahama yarega enso de ba betu dwa se yenjai ma emra no enya adwuma esanse wonim se de o makodi atia aban yi de fama ametokoni ensam no ho court no eno ni twaka bia se betumi ama mpanifo dwumadie no akonkon ho.
The circumstances surrounding the removal of the former Chief Justice is a matter that especially my brother, the minority leader, has fought. I can understand that this is a matter that he is personally very passionate about. The Constitution is very clear on these matters. The nomination of the Chief Justice is properly before this House. It has been referred to the committee, and the committee will sit on Monday. I urge him to appear before the committee as a member. You can ask all your questions. The Chief Justice nominee is ready and available and willing to answer all questions put to him.
Mama eni ayeti ye boko Central Branch Sebeja ni onomonyafo mahama ayarega na wasansem no woka ye ni nyina achie no mra Sebeja fie chiamehene Owura Akan Kings for Sumana Baben say agro ne fom eni nti na mra Sebeja fie wo emra ebo wondwumadie no wakra no owogidie wa rehemu se wo mo de mra no eye atwuma nti de wo mo hwehwe no wo mo sabeka.
There is no constitutional or standing order basis for Parliament to hold the process simply because there are pending cases in court. Should I accept that argument, it will mean that any litigant could hold Parliament hostage, that is, file a case and freeze the work of Parliament and its committees. The motion is inadmissible, and same has been returned to the sponsor, the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, as stated clearly by outstanding orders.
Adeshimama emra Sebeja fie chiamehene Owura Akan Kings for Sumana Baben asemi unti yankwa homa no so yama de bofo William Gentu wo ho yemi sasa appointment committee afrase omo nkomo no modi akwa akodru hi fanaden ena obetima chemu ache yetiefo Willi wadama se otemi kama hen
ina ba me joso
wadama me hu dwumadie no o ma hyase
ina ba me da se se na bodi kan tu dia no and that and happening on my petition don't the money ma ko de Omea Chief Justice, and then a committee for our Sebeja no, almost in Kundiano with the Romano, la de Ose, Epanda, make me a better than Chief Justice, so making out of I and after only and yes, that's me no. I should be jumping the betting, I should be betting, and I don't after so much to not do everything. Now, I know that the day 20 minutes ago, and I've been a national the chairman of the appointment committee, over a year in the Daniapo, the point the Embrason, the nominee, Chief Justice for Bakuboni, for betting after I now, and questions I will go. I will send a I don't know. I'm just going to be after I know my chat here. Now, what I said, minority leader, Honorable Alex Afatomakin, editor, that the point in the end to also no one Bisano. And I tell my I'm here for a Busan say, I send me Kawatam as I told you here so. Now, no, I need to just say, simply David Buka, now as you said, a judiciary, no, a promotion of the approval. I send me all kinds, okay, and I said, the former Chief Justice. 1 year, every horse and two justice. A year on a year justice is about super on a fire file. So now, a year is on and then after and the on no there in some of the open one. So we live on the moon, simply as well, of course, at the equal cost, and I say to Ghana court. And so, look here, the moment every one, and yes, here not me, a justice for Babu Bonnie, but should be the 19 and transit. As soon as I shall do. Which may qualify and also unqualified. And no, and a year, Mamma Yarka, or a year majority leader, as you not getting the legend. That's a year, Alex, actually, had to buy a board, and say, and Basim John, oh, I think we are so human near the Sun and Sun. I have to put it in so this is maybe a mono. And Basim John, oh, fine, tell Mr. Sunny Panano. Someone else court, any court in here, and no other thing. Now, and Basim John, independent body. I said, someone can have believe in Quandia, a appointment committee, and a translation of Susan Parano. And if I say, not of a car, that's a mediano, a day a shannon, and no, and I'm going to a chance, I'm not going to some of those days here, Midday Akan, here, who so extra, I'm not sworn, and that's the question maybe, and your answer, a better, and your answer says, Sunny, there's a time, let's very much as any kind of granted. I know we are over who is not to get but not the questions are. I walk of eye, but you better for a pen it down. So we can die on the or at the end of the really what they are. Both to Obuka and to me, they don't don't be answered. The better name say, above it's a new Magana for them, so say they are also our Basibiti Monday.
The one me hunu di asha ase pempen so omra shebeje fi ansana omama kwama appointment committee asha vete no ase na maye hunu ye nimisisa wo kwa appointment committee dwumadie no so a oro afanyoma aka na obo ni din oka hu bi a wono ginemu e wo minority side ene ya wo onumanyamfo ma me Patricia Apiajen enso ka hu bi ye wo Patrick ya oboama enso so e ka hu bi ene oro Frank Anodompre enso ka hu se nipa kuoi wa hunu wo mo ho Maybe so confirm my yes say Oral Hassan Tampuli catch yen say wo mo edom kuma ne de omo mo shi na omo de akon enu na omo kita wo mudiem timi ehunu say say ni pay wo ho a appointment committee ni ye jamu say afi de omo hye ntoto na say a omo be ka ho bia na
many about that we possibly from the minority league honorable Alexander Afanyoma a minority quick a year honorable Adomfre and then Tampuli and you know na me look at it here omo ni na kuja atnase oh, better not here. The command say, someone, let's find my committee just say, and if you're home, there's 3 times a week home, after which me after the president of the union, or which never, so 3 times a week, let's go to the after this year, but my novice, no can look at it here, or which home, or make it say, better never be up to and then.
Okay, William, that's Papa Wadama boy, Chiho, almost chance, so na bibia to for about now to be. William Gentu Yamane Vofo was soon different now sebe de fie ni atan nkanom ye hwe animu se breko animu ansane ye beso ye kase bosu ye ne dom kuma ne manimu baako ebedi nkomo ne ya hwe wo mo egina sidie na wo mo asine from say speaker abosa motion agu no appointment committee e chance a wo betena se bi no matoto no ano ana wo sasem kro yan ho no ye gina so ne akọ kane no ya thani January onsan so agina mu se emrani ni pen e dia ma me tokonu lawyer ayikwe otu yene no edi nkomo na yabisa ensem no baako mienu bi a yagidi se e wo se otimi boan kakra ne ete enyema bi ase kanse wada ma so te enka ma ha o kanse if you can hear me good afternoon
Yes, I can hear you now.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Okay. I'm sure you are not new to former Chief Justice Tokonu's case. Now, the current situation is that the motion being filed by the minority has been dismissed by the Speaker of Parliament. And then we want to find out from you, looking at the whole circumstances, and then we are waiting for some few minutes for the appointment committee to proceed with its process. How do you see the whole process?
Well, I think the minority knows very well they don't have the agreement when it comes to voting on the motion. I think they are very much aware, Ghanaians are equally aware of that. So that dismissing the application is not the issue. The issue now is whether or not what is happening is fair. Now, we know that we have three organs of state. We have the judiciary, we have the legislature, we have the executive. We find that the problem is the individual. And that person takes the matter to court. And then it is for the judiciary to adjudicate between that individual and the state. So let us say that somebody is now an individual who has taken his to the judiciary. The executive is the organ that one is threatened to go on by all means. And then they have gone before the legislature. Now, the common rule that we all know is that when a matter is pending before the judiciary, everything must stop and allow that independent arbiter to come out with a ruling. So you know that there are cases pending both in the High Court and the Supreme Court. And the executive is saying we want to go ahead. And the legislature is saying, yes, we don't mind at all whether cases are pending or not, will go on. The question for you to ask yourself is whether anybody is respecting the judiciary. Is there a respect for the judiciary when you know that the matter is pending and instead of holding on, you are rushing? You ask yourself, what is the haste for? The former Chief Justice, if you like, was suspended from office. And this gentleman they are trying to, or hoping to vet, was made to act. He has been given all kinds of accolades. Even recently at the GJA, he was there. Everywhere he goes and is referred to as the acting Chief Justice. So he's already acting. So what is the point? What is the rush for? Why are they rushing to go ahead to vet him even at a time when cases are pending? It means they are not respecting the rule of law. Because if you respect the rule of law, at least you should allow the judiciary to do their thing. At the end of the day, you can then go ahead and then deal with this matter. But as I have already pointed out, the gentleman has already been acting for many, many months now. So what is the rush for? If we respect the rule of law, allow the separation of powers, and allow the judiciary to do its work. That is all there is. There's not much that I can add to it.
Okay, sorry.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the way I'm looking at it. As for whatever is happening in Parliament, between you and I, we all know that the minority hasn't got the numbers to make any difference. So if they say, okay, you say there shall be no voting, these people say there shall be voting, let's put to vote. Do you think the minority will win? There's no way they can win anything. So it's like a fair complaint, whether you like it or not. It's like that song which says, the more you say it, the more I do it. That's all.
Okay, so now, per what you said, there's a clear indication that there's no respect for the judiciary and there's no respect for our rule of law. But as a lead counsel for the former Chief Justice, I would like to know, does this tells you now there is no confidence of you winning the cases that you have in court?
Oh, you see, you don't talk about winning cases. Your duty is to plead before the judiciary. Tell them what it is that you have brought to them. If there is a ruling that you disagree with, you go on appeal to the High Court, and you can go further to the Supreme Court. That is all.
But Ghana, mostly we have this conversation like, oh, we are a country, we believe in separation of powers. And when you come to judicial conversation for this very matter, there is one thing that is key for the judges and you, the lawyers as well. You talk about precedent. What is happening? What kind of precedent are we serving as a country as far as separation of powers is concerned?
This is where we all have our headache. That, you see, the world is looking at us. And as I said, everywhere where there is respect for the judiciary and the rule of law, when a matter is pending before a court, nobody interferes with it, because if you do that, it amounts to contempt of court. You don't interfere. When two people are fighting over land, and one person decides to go and build on that land, even in the absence of an injunction, you can cite that person for contempt, for interfering with a matter which is pending in court. So most of the leadership in Parliament, including the Speaker himself, who is a lawyer, they all know this. So if this is the path they have chosen to go, let us all watch and see what happens in future. Not for now. As for now, there's not much you can do.
Okay, Counsel, thank you very much for your time. As time goes by, we'll come back to you again.
Okay. All the best. Bye-bye.
Very well. Adeshemaima kanino no ya ban lawyer ni. And now me no ka say or ye mranim ni a or ko etwitwa de akasama ma me tokonu ye friend lawyer Ayikwe Otu. Nkomo na ye di ye ne tofa bom nyina ye se ampa de edi kan edom kuma no gina mu tintim krata se kwan ya mpanifo fa so yi ye former Chief Justice tokonu free ho no omo hunu nyina so papa bi a ewo mu a echese nka aban ne tusa na mo nto omo de omo sei aban ne fa vet no enkonkon ho ansa owura Ayikwe Otu ayi ano se ohu ne se kran de kuma ne ye ya bo agu no emra hye beja fi a wo mo na hye mratu mragu na chese se bi wo mo ne obuo ne ani die e de ma yatem ho adwa no wo man gan ha sei esan se on kan hwe kra wo emra dwuma a waye mu no onim se se de asem bi kokota ye medi hu nkomo wo nchen gise gina sidie free court abansan na yetu ho anamon eti ho ne de wa che na dwen so odi hu ya se wo mo ani mra pa na se bi wo mo mra no a wo mo tu anamon a etesen eno ntin koda nchen wase a kire mu se dom kuma na kra de no mbeye etese a chekere wo mo se gu wo machi wo masum ho ne yebo wo mo yam empempenso adru ne se ba ne se ye to abaka se yo yate ye to aba hwan ne fo so se vete ne nkoso a edom kuma no ano enuru bunu mo san se omo no so edom bebrebe ne bebu afa wo mo so nti ono sa na ohunu se sei e na ekoso omra sebeja fie de ne ye di twa to wo ne tofa bomu nu na wo kire se ne ye nyina no e ya bakosem bi a ye twa to na sawe enye sapapa a da chan kwa mabisi ye fa ye nwoma na ne ye kenkan wo mra kwan so a ebedi nim e de amayen lawyer Ayikwe Otu yakasa de afiri mra sebeja fie edom kuma no akasa edom bebrebe na anu ni akasa emra sebeja fie chiame ne so akasa afasa asemi hu yama ne bofo nso abebo ye mu kakra and a former Chief Justice ma me tokonu mra nimni owura Ayikwe Otu nso aba be kasa sese broni be kasa ye kogina the neutral field near di nkomo kakra or a private legal practitioner lawyer Kweku Pencil opani so teme kama hey piao medium wadama ye bisa se adom kuma na kire wo madwen edom bebrebe nso kasa appointment committee se nchesi matete wo mo betena se na o madi wo mo dwuma ma me tokonu emra nimfo nso abeka se wodi ho yaw se de esi eguru ade ne ho saa no ye bisa se wo ye mra nimni a ugina mu twitwa de Ghana ade hye binom de emra hye bedamfiefo ayei a wo mo to akoso aye vete no emra ne mo kwan
emra from ho kwan there that warrior and what the way na
also baby and Brandon and I can't there over Hoquin and I walk and I win your crown. And bring him for another today at some well for no what's not some do. That are some people when you man, over too much there were Hoquin and I in Hoquin. The message are all do a gun have me. I Supreme Court one. I some yara bagana ha ma I've been trained to share for one chain. Supreme Court will was a boy there. The a former Chief Justice or Tokuno, get to Tokuno. I want to look at my friend former Chief Justice. One what's today? You know, President for Quado, you know, what's there? No Quado. Our Supreme Court, Afuado. Number me there. My menu ordinance some of the Akan one's court, and I will cry no our application issue. What file. Number no embrace no quarrel in there. There was opinion Guara and Safa. Supreme Court to Guasamana. In Yinia, you know, will Guasamano. Quite the other look for do there, pay the bad day at some and I'm when I will go and answer the judgment now. What that for no? Quite better about for do that that's a son no. Honor there that one cannot modify it, man. Now I am not talking there. Support to what some now we are not war. I can share and answer there. And you want Yagan, not today before Fra. Honor any BPI injunction, and I can one as in the day. I could file a new application or court today be a one for a some no 1.2 channel. In the meanwhile, it's one of them was suspend decision. Now, Supreme Court is in a special or a different category because on Mangana no only a quarter or two or Casa, Wakase, in Yinia, Wakase. And to Quandiara, I former Chief Justice, onye Supreme Court one, honored and Telcra, and as yes, the action, no, I yelling now to a and son of our revenue Chief Justice. Every of our hair, intimate, no quarrelsome meaning, Doro Quadro, Emancasa, Minjay, Utriye, for limited options, what we call the deep blue sea and the red devil. You always have to make a choice and make a move. See there, so Baba did that Chibi, not some no, go to my court, to my court to pull while what I and not children and Nikka da. I don't know, I'm Rafael. On young one day before, what's where he is new Chief Justice. What two way you next change? Now, what the baby, that Supreme Court say, or that to President, not the door, no, do no. Bẹ́ẹ̀ máa mi náà wọ́n yìí lè dín no ní kwado ló ní yìí lè dín no ọ̀nù lè ṣe ìṣàrà ọ̀mánì náà ebó tún ṣe jẹ́ ẹjẹ́ tó ànàmọ̀tú ìyẹn ni yà dùnú ìyẹn ni yà dùnú Supreme Court wà á kásá à wà á kásá ewì ẹ̀sìn no mímá jẹ́ kyerẹ́ wọ̀ ọ̀hún no bẹ́ẹ̀ sì yẹn nyinaa yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ nyà nkyɛn bi a wọ́n yẹ àbòtá because anyẹ yẹ kura no acting Chief Justice de nkyɛn otum di lẹ́mí dwuma no ẹ̀sùn wọ́n sì wọ́n yẹ mi náà wọ́n bọ́kọ̀ wọ́n yẹ mà. Oman the yen I go, or mine the yen I go, my ye, sand the hawk. Oh, Snappy, or Baba come, I bet the hawk, I depotion, or the Bacasam. It's the other moon, a man for me there. Oh, the baby, that be real cordon, you with the fire. One pain, I would tell Nature then. Nature the Rocodo. Now that chibi, or Baba can, a Baba Yasam, or Yasan the hawk, I ye in the Bacasam. It's the Rocodo, no imagine, shall we there, Bafuboni, what's what confirm no, and Chief Justice are. Let them go ahead.
Tusu say a foot to a ben, Mammy Tokonu, ne cases na care walk out on the own church.
Oh, Madam Brad, that makes us say there. You have been sent for quarter, you want no more Akan, you want no more on the moon, to you want the baby. Now, on the Sir Emily Newton of Pope. Because to the farm, to put a lawyer and put to put there on Manaba, not sooner your Manaba, me a gun in him. I don't do a gun and now some gay a family. And see, I'm brown could say the other cancer or my moon. Yet the young son, you will be put a day young son. Then you now can put to home. na sɛ mi ɔkamanko te da nkyamaka da baabi a wayɛ akɔkodu no wɔsɔ nipa bɛyɛ do abɛyɛ ne nyinaa daakye biara ma wala wɔyɛ no sɛ na party politics is very funny sɛ no majority na damandam no wɔde yɛ dɛm o ɛnso mmiri bɛbɛ wɔ man mu a ebi kɔ na emi na ɔkura ebi kɔ a na yɛ ebi twom ɛti in amembu no ana mbrɛsɛm no biribi a wɔde yi na yɛhwɛ no yie nti ebi de makutu a motu anaasɛ dɛ meyɛ Ghana yi mema ka dɛ mebe wakɔkodu no ɔbɛtum a ɔmpem na ogyina na ɔnyɛ dɛn ɔnka kyerɛ ne baabi na yɛn nyinaa de ɔrebobɔ ba no yɛn nyinaa na daakye bɔ mu ɛmma nkasa ɔyɛ me sister nkyɛn ma afokyerɛ me motu no nti dame na mɛmɛkyerɛ
Council Monica said that a papa power down my break on any moon. Bibianchi Yadrin so Besaba Nasubio. Adeshimama private legal practitioner Ora Kweku Pencil. Yanino Edi in Commonom. Ye kwa Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Asway. Ye friend of say Chamber Business Awards Akoso way any dear Tosho Porpori enum. Nagana Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Edi Atubia say, O my Ghana ye dienen in Kanko, Edashwan Dana Komaso, Nenshisha ya Gusu Yenina ye say, O my Ghana ye bejine ye, na ye fidi Juma Asway ye to the beer as a aircon in Chemu de Chadechano, where Timiaman and Tunis Rene Jinasu ye, na a wire din, na Ankran Numako. No, what to me, my penny say, well, I said, we are seeing the Conwa, ye war and nay abear for quite so and feed the Jumanu P. No, I just saw ye did it, Juma, Nina and Niku, since when you say was shan or 2 inch in the Shamukena, a bell Baba Papa, am I in Numa, the probably soon so when ye binyano, and also be bet to me a bang. My penny answer me, or boy cheer de ma, Nana, Dr. Apiaje Dankawaso, one non maybe a tremuno ye, President, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI. Wakasa o mampenina wonu ena wacha se ankrankra nyuma yekuo o my Ghana ye die ne nkanko ye ntumi nyimfiri mu da ankrankra nyuma no gina wona so ye a eboa mo my Ghana ye GDP ni so tumi gina brane nto ogidie wa rehemu se de aban na wesa e de ahye nanum a wo pudi ba no eno ena Ghana ban de be ye atwuma.
I extend one of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry for once again bringing together such a distinguished gathering to recognize outstanding performance and leadership in business. In Ghana, we recognize that our development agenda noted in industrialization, digitalization, job creation, and export-led growth can only be fully realized through the active participation of our private sector. The Chamber and its members are therefore key partners in our journey to build a resilient and globally competitive economy. The government remains firmly committed to policies that enhance the ease of doing business, improve access to finance, strengthen local industries, and promote value addition as evident in the tax reliefs reforms in our 2025 national budget and policies such as 24-hour economy.
Adeshimama kanino na wono na ye Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry da nuni Nana Dr. Apiaje Dankawoso emprempren Stefan Mezan ene gina mu se panipa wodasa adwumakuya no no wokye mu se wo mu nkabo mu kuo no mo bo adwuma pa ade aba akọ eto de bi atwentwen wo mo na asakaka ye won sikasem enti wo besre adwumakuo ahodo ne sikakra bia no se wo mo ma wo mo besia no a esi hu no edu ba bia ya na edoso dodo enti wo mo fo mani nku hu na wonya bibi emu ankwankwa atwuma no.
The channel say you won't kitadie high saware na ye hwemu kena no kwe my bia na obetumi atumpon say abana the policy eba is the news single digit inflation and inflation so has effect on credits. Okay, and the position say yes, interest rate will go down. Sanity. But the interest rate no conform. That's one sign and me borrowing of the money and then for some bound. Until yes, say as much as interest rate conform, I say to me access to the fund. The only way I get access to the fund is government should not encourage the purchase of treasury bills and bonds because the banks owns a treasury bills or bonds. That how many items to afford.
Adeshimai Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Ora Stefan Mezan. And penny for Jumedia Wadi Yadebo Ankran Krenuma company for Abasono. Was what chance where the Onika can you say? And yes, it will be a Juma near Juma. Obua will be a Juma. Now so Enfia 9, Enfia Num, Enfia Mianuachi, a Jumana da Suchina baby Gina, and 2 million corner name. Obiso will be a Jumano, a son a dia so, and a puntua with dear Red Jumanimu, and a dana da Sidosi Conco Dintino, Najuma. Nyini papa san krofoni titi no mbo wo mabaso na wo kaka wani wo man Ghana hasaya ene na wontumi nyi Dr. Ernest Oforisapon film Chief Executive Officer was some special group of companies was si opani abo adwuma papa adwuma no obi atena se a ne da ye so no de ne edanso wafa ni papi nu adwumam afi ko nanimu emfie nyini ko bia na adwuma no so nyini emu tere ema nipa omoda so tifie no wafa bi kan wo na ekere se nipa bi sei ene wo so obo na baso no obo na baso na kenyan no na atumi amenagya ne na so yie na ahye ne nkran na adwuma no watumi abiem abasobode a wode ma no etidi eda so no eye Chamber Businessman of the Year Dr. Ernest Oforisapon so mu apeno ogu humekoko chese no kwasem wuti wiase bo homodem pa na se obi tu gina nchen etumi tapo wachi ka se ade a waye die eya na esefata de o ma ye oso mutwetwe oda wo ma sese onuanam ankwankwa nyumaku awodo ya aka so da foforo wo mo so abasobode wonsa betumi aka bi.
First, I give thanks to God Almighty for bringing me this far. And also a very big thank you to all those who have helped me get where I am today. My wife, children, family, workers, friends, and the general public who have patronized my products and services. This moment is not only humbling, but deeply for us. It represents the collective efforts of hard-working men and women across various sectors who continue to drive the engine of our nation's economy through commerce and industrialization. On behalf of my fellow award recipients, I wish to express our gratitude to the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry for organizing this prestigious event. Your continuous efforts in recognizing and promoting business excellence remind us that we are not alone in our pursuit of progress.
Adeshimai enya yetie ye hu se woni nim de kasa ye Dr. Ernest Oforisapon Chief Executive Officer Special Group of Companies inti ene se wo kan internet ne so Ghana ha ni wiase ba bia na wo body she ho na wo hwehwe Chamber Businessman of the Year ene ne ye Dr. Ernest Oforisapon Ora George Oseni amane bofo asansemi obobo ano e de som ye ne awien Adeshimai Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Baumia e kanipa numu a wo mo preso obetu franka som MPP amanyoko no wajinamu any delegate no enam tenteno ekasa che wo mu die ntia eye General Bosume de toso aduasa baako wa afimpiemienu ene aduonu nsanu duru ho a wono Dr. Baumia no wo mu ntimma no wajinamu ewa Akan constituency na wo say otenase na ne se afem obisa na ho se NPP amanyoko na mpanifo chechire ya wo mu hwe ba bi obi firi ene asoma wo bi sumi ene no le da so wo ya na esansa wo chance bontoyi kasa ba akwa wotia na so bu eyese hwan Dr. Baumia wono aye manfra yede ni wura mu a enye yie yamane nim die bio ma ne san be ye frankatuni a enye yie no se na party masom agina di bia kese masom akomani mfiri me mofra bi mo begiragire mu a onkan hwe kura no wasom MPP amanyoko no mfinhia porpori edunso na 17 years de esi den na moda so abu ni se oye hoko
my serving party the last 17 years ene nipa be see me ye hoho na ohwe saa kasa yi a emboa ye party be ye kese a gise enya nipa ebeka ho ba o nipa na o pamo mu a obetimi amaka party aye kese party no matter why ofri obetimi aye kotokolini mampusini sefini eveni ogwani sisala dagati wala bimoba chokosi koro obia no matter where you come from obetimi lead new patriotic party akoye president of the Republic of Ghana enti sani asema omoka no emfa nkabom embra ye emba yetem ye hia nkabom ewo Ghana ha eno na edi asomdwe emba kasa yi eye kasa edi mpaipai mo eba ye mpesa kasa yi ewo party mo
Dr. Baumia se ebia na nipa binimu e MPP amanyoko no won rafi won ho o kan wo mo eniam akodo a waye de aso party ne na bakosem ebia o mo tesa ansem no a sa kasa no wo mo nka biu
Northern People's Party na the biggest at the beginning of the United Party. And the biggest party. And now omo 15 seats. Now SD Dombo and the leader, the chairman of the Northern People's Party. Now me papa Mumuni Baumia only vice chairman to SD Dombo in the Northern People's Party. Enti Usha Mabeye Party running mate 8 years across Supreme Court. Ako jinaho ama part ma na Usha ejuma aseye to a Bank of Ghana and African Development Bank. Because Muti say na minya accident bi ejuma inti na me court no. Ewo accident minya on the way from Bole to Accra. Me free Upper West na meba. Ena minya sa accident no. Nyami na ema me anwu no for that accident. Munyina munim said the ekoye. Mebeye Vice President 8 years our partner Obia Sudi Adansi said I've been the most impactful vice president in the history of Ghana. Nama Beye presidential candidate so Akan.
Adeshemaima Dr. Alhaj Mahmudu Bawumiani atene nkano sansemi yamanebo for pious Bedu Banson ene cheche edema yen ni egusu ewe yakaseboy emu no ye kon binduri mansini mu wetifi epu ye mantam no ehwo ne yamanebo for atia ye naso se tututu obi akasa wo ho nipa ma akomako enum ene watina nanom ewo ensiedo na emu emienu eye nkoda o chese ni ekofa asa tututu e baaye no eni enya asem keto akra yamane bofo atia ye nanso sense wudru binduri mansini mu a ye fra baabi koloku Gomoyoko electoral area hotitiru na sansemi siyen assembly member was someone potemo yo numunyanfo Anaba Joseph o chemu se na no wo muto nka bi hyemu fie na nadwo be no so de ko no nwotwe anwumre no o mute ya ne se tu ahya se kasa wo kronim aya ne se agro na no ye din ano kwan ye din akodum pempen so se nipa do wafu wiawia na wurawura wo mafiefie mu na akwakoye asefem sempa asemi achie no wa chemu de akwakwa wie se menkodan ani mpanifo a famu obi ni kunu ena afei ne mamienu ene ka ho a sabre ye ka wo ho asemi eni nti wo se eni enyan e wo mpotem ho maburu na sori a wo mo kasa se binduri adehye no so ye person nti de ekoso no wo mo hwe no wo ntu omofo na basabasa ye ne menteme wase na ama ne ho mene so no wo mo nya bibi fanfa ho sa maburu ye wo binduri ye ne wo mo nkodi nkomo kakra won kasa mafo eye jambiedu Mbawini Sadat. Openu adama so what me kan me mo ha e mo akwa baba peace ye kase boso.
Good afternoon me so.
Se kro ni mo te support in wadama.
No pacho me pese me chia otiefo ina. In fact group no sesia the airport no enye kra because things are not going well as it is. Nema nkoyi teachers omon ko school and nurses to Omonko Juma because if the reality, you know, want to be Chimoto and Moto soon I call Juma farmers, those who farm Omontiminko have a so many so crew no the Neman Koy crack ever, and it's a very sad news. Been during the Neman Koy crack.
Opani says been doing at this year, most of how na send it to the BSA.
Yeah, the question and young crack. I am say who are security agencies. No, they be a Omoko Omogu on ever been during central on them. It looks like Omoko protect the minority tribe, and at the end of it, and I do on the PKC hour now Omodi Asimbone, and then the issue I can say. Omuono is never in neutral grounds, and it is giving an advantage to one faction and then giving a disadvantage to the other faction. Because if you look at the killings that are happening within these few days, most of the casualties or most of the deaths are coming to affect the Kusases, who are the natives and the real owners of the land. But at the moment, almost every day, because one. You are telling us that here in Chimutu, daytime, because it's bringing the killings and the rest. But at the end of it, and yet during day hours, now these killings are happening. It is rather happening during KSU hours. And then sometimes we say, I don't know, Banasa, you almost see Chimutu, Mudu, Kodias and Bonnet. Okay, and Chimutu, 8 hours. and carries our day now for yada. And then a demo or maybe to me a free or movie, no more for two or more the man, his wife, and children. And then they will still go back and enter to their homes without anybody realizing the issues or anybody arresting them. So when we look at it, we say that, is it that the soldiers are being biased? Is it that the soldiers are not, what they call it, are not security conscious of what is happening? That always, within these few days, 10 days, the people who are mostly affected is the Kusasi. It is not fair, because this was not what we bargained for. We know that NEC will come and resolve these issues and make sure the right thing is done. But they see at their cost, no. In fact, it is very appalling, it is very unfortunate, and then it is nothing to write home about. The security issues are deteriorated to the least and to the very bad stage. And I think we need to do something immediately to restore calm and to save property, to save lives. Our future leaders are dying. Our future leaders are dying, and we are not doing anything to salvage this situation. If I give you the analysis, the number of people who died between the month of January till now, November, it will shock you to the bone marrow. And it is not fair. We are all Ghanaians. We voted the way every other citizen voted. And we have right, which is enshrined in the 1992 Constitution, for the government, for the president of the day, to protect lives and properties in Binduri. But that is the reverse. We are not really happy men and women, because things are deteriorating, and we need peace in Boko. We need calm. We need everything to restore, and we need the lives and properties to be saved. In fact, it's very saddening, and it saddens my heart that these issues are happening to my beloved and my lovely constituency, because we used to have a peaceful constituency, but you see, it's very sad. It's very, very sad.
But that deɛ wo kan nyina no ɛha kro no nenso adehye a ekotia wo mutitiru pa ye ma enkodan ne wo mu a omu fie kɔ anim sɛ atmosphere na charge etu ototo ɛkɔ so ehu wɔ hɔ saa ɛma ne nkodan ne mpanimfo yi sɛ na wo mu sifa no.
In fact, in America the Upa Binduri here, most of the communities man and nkodan wo grampo ebimo deserted the area, and they have left to other communities. Some have left the district completely because their efforts, their lives are in danger. And then the security apparatus who are supposed to protect us, we are not seeing those protections. And then it is very alarming. You see, the Siano over there, at least, your one eye will be closed and one will be open, because you don't know the next step or the next moment what will be happening. And it is very sad. So the Siano, we are looking at it that, in fact, the women and the men and the children, they are the vulnerables. So most of them, in fact, have left or they are flee out of the constituency. And it is very alarming. And most of them too have been killed. Because whose statistics are in Kuala within the last 10 or 11 days are more than 5. And the women too in that order. And it is not fine. That's why we are saying, in fact, we are not really happy with this situation. Because we believe that peace must prevail, but peace must prevail when justice is also needed. The security enforcing agencies, the government, we must ensure that there is justice. Justice must be done. The right thing must be done so that the people, but if those things are not done, it is going to be a very sad situation. And then there were suggestions and negotiations that the security apparatus, they should move to a neutral ground where they will be there and be able to protect lives and properties. But up to now, they are not moving, and we don't know what is happening. It looks like they are not even taking their orders from within, where we are facing the problems. Because I believe if these security agencies are taking their intelligence within, I think all these issues are a better form. But they are no. So we are just a little bit confused and disarray. As I told you, teachers, and then the whole place, and very soon, just in April, the students will be writing their BC. You ask yourself, what are they going to write? Because they've lost a lot of lessons. Teachers don't come to school because the means of transport is very difficult. Now, where are we standing? Are we really Ghanaians? If we are Ghanaians, why are we treated in this manner? when we cannot sleep, yet we are not seeing any positive results. In fact, it's very sad. Binduri is not a good place, you know.
Okay, so that in 30 seconds, then I will catch Ghana by when you are quite no. This is a big platform for you. Then I will catch a buy no say more share ni mu say in the next spate of minutes or hours no mubenya.
I will tell the government that Binduri really voted massively as long as the 2024 is concerned. Other constituencies, other regions might have voted for development, but Binduri and C voted for peace, voted for justice, voted for stability, voted for the future of our children. And I want government to know that this commitment, or we held the government to that task, and we believe that time has come. The government should reciprocate what we voted for, the peace we have voted for, the law we have voted for, the justice should be done in the case of Binduri, so that the right thing will be done, because it is the government that told us that when they come, the right thing will be done. And what is the right thing? The right thing is to ensure that the legitimate chief, which is Naba Asigri Abugragu Zoka II, be known, but not any other chief, because that is the chief we have known right from inception up to now, and he is the overlord of the Kosak traditional area. And then the law should work, because we cannot have a parallel chief, and the law must work. And that is what we are holding the government to. The government should let the law work. And when the law works, I know peace and stability will come, because you can't have your own land. And then you want the land to be in disunity or in conflict, because we love the land and we love the peace that we are going to enjoy, and the peace must surely come. That is what we want. The government should be able to cut the whip and ensure that the right thing is done, so that the 0-0 the MPP recorded, we will not we will not regret by giving the MPP the 0-0, because we knew that the MPP wouldn't resolve this issue, and we know the only government that can resolve this issue is the NDC government with John Dramani Mahama, and we are still holding him to tax, and we are pleading with him, with the defense minister, with the minister of interior. They should wake up and ensure that the right thing is done in Binduri. And I think when it is done in Binduri, it will be done in Boku and the entire Kosak traditional area, so that the peace will prevail, the tranquility will prevail. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Salate da se papa wadama yegusu ebo mpa eta mo chi senti ase betumi aba na asundwie na mo hwehwe no so bekoso. Wo ginamu kasa Binduri emabunu no. Ojinamu kasa ma wo mo ora Jambiedu Mbawini Sadat. Adesema ma de ekoso ewo Binduri mensi ne mu ne edi mu nkomo no. Na Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency. Wo ma sore papa se Mortuaries ahodo ewo enkabupuni mantama sei de ya aban ne de ene ankrankra de no. Emra ko wo so fa so nti wondwuma no wo ma hunu se bi wo ho a wo ma twamra no wagya nti sei wo ma utu anamo bi no wahwe atumi asem na de ewo semra ne tumi ye no eno so akwa animu papa wo se ye won hyehyɛ de bi ti se Health Institutions and Fertility Act 2011 Act 829 Part 2 no ehɔ na mmara na nkasa gina on betimenya license de wondwuma na wonya license ne so no de dwuma no a mmara na san kyerɛ won kwan a won fa supporting no wo ma hunu se nyesa ena se Mortuaries ahodo no eyen Abdullahi Dasmane ni amane bofo a operations a wo mu ye wodi achi Abdullahi Mahan
ya me do so Mr.
Wadama kakra wodi amane apɔ ne ho am ye tiefo atie mo share exercise no ase ne pempenso amaduri boyamane
yo Mr. said the wedi kan ya ma tiefo anya na ntiye no enne eyade a eye penyimfo a eda Mortuary and Funeral Facility Agency for the dumedi asese so a eye Mortuary ahodo a ewo enkan bubuli ma tem ha no say ni nyina no omu kom epeyifo ni chire ma be na wochi mi ese atwamu ena wo mu ede eye lecture eba abonten ebe bo eye sa facility si na kokose omu we se omu benya eye license a eye abai agiatu na etimi mo mo kwan se omu de beye wo mo atuma ni nyina eye bo a ompeso wo mo bo eye dipa enkwa enwo bai se de beye yaru esi a edi eye wu bi eye sa yaru ebetimi so asan ate probi no entimi mama mesan eye ate probi ti no mo be se sa eye facility si nyina no e weki e won hihye ya ɛyɛ mpanyinfoɔ ɛde egu akwan mu nti sɛ mene wo kasa yɛ di anɔpɛ yɛ sɛ ɛyɛ dwumadi ase no yɛakɔ ɛyɛ Princess Marine Louise Hospital a ɛdi nipa dodoɔ no ade fɛ ne yɛ Children's Hospital wɔ Accra Central no na mpanyinfoɔ kɔ pie hɔ no bi sista sɛ wode w'ani bɛpiem wɔ hɔnom a na ɛyɛ asesem firi sɛ dwumadi a ɔmo di wɔ hɔnom ne yɛ ade a ɔmo nkwa no ɛda nsɛnyɛ mue paa ɛna afei soso no ɛyɛ nipa ahodoɔ a ɛnam hɔnom anaasɛ wɔn a wɔba hospital wɔ hɔ no nyinaa no ɛyɛ ade a wɔn apɔmuden ho nsɛm no ɛyɛ ade a ɛsɛda ɛnyɛ ayi saa ti sɛ ɔkɔpie mu wɔ hɔnom a ɛkwan a ɛyɛ adwumayɛfo a ɛwɔ hɔnom nam so ɛredi dwuma no ɛnyɛ ade a ɛhyɛ nkuran nti na ɛno nam so ama mpanyinfoɔ ato ɛyɛ saa hospital no ɛyɛ mortuary no emu ɛyɛ children's hospital mortuary no ɛwɔ hɔ no saa adeɛ a mɛno kasa yɛ mpanyinfoɔ ato eti no mpanyinfoɔ no asɛm a wɔn ka ne nyinaa ne sɛ wohyɛ nneɛma a wɔde yɛ adwuma na nneɛma a wɔn sɛ wɔn sɛ public health issues ɛyɛ adeɛ baako a ɛdi kan afei poor environmental and hygiene afei wɔn sɛ lack of PPE ɛna using of air condition ɛwɔ abira anaka wɔn sɛ wɔn use ɛyɛ compressor ɛdidi dwuma na wɔn deɛ wɔba hɔ nom a ɛyɛ adeɛ a air condition mom ɛna wɔn asɔ ɛde esi awufoɔ no so a wɔn kyerɛ mu sɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ a esi ne bua ɛyɛ dwumadie no a wɔn di ne ti no ɛno nam so ama mpanyinfoɔ atum na pepe a mene okasa nkyɛ baba bɛpie ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Ebenezer Funeral Parlour a ɛwɔ Makati Hills ɛwɔ nso ɔmo baeɛ no ɔmo kyerɛ mu sɛ ɛyɛ ɔpanyin a ɔda ano no mpanyinfoɔ aba ne nan so mpere bebree na wɔnyɛ n'adwene sɛ hyehyɛ a mpanyinfoɔ de egu akwan mu no ɔbɛhwɛ no wadi so ti ɔno nso so no ɛnɛ yɛ a mene okasa yi mpanyinfoɔ ɛde kredo ato n'ayi no mu sɛ ɔmo ntumi ma ne ho kwan ɛma ne nyɛ adwuma gye sɛ waba ɔmo aso ɛyɛ ababa bɛyɛ deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wɔyɛ ansaba ɔmo ama ne kwan mpanyinfoɔ sɛ ɔmo pira no ma ɔmo kɔ ɛyɛ King's Funeral Home and Cremation Service a ɛwɔ Tetegu ɔmo wia na ɔmo de ɔmo ani akyerɛ mu ɛwɔ University of Ghana mortuary nti no sábẹ náà kasa ti se ɛyɛ ɔpanyin kwankyerɛfoɔ a ɔda ɛyɛ mortuary and funeral facility agency ɛyɛ lawyer Francis Eni mɛsa kan wɔ ha no sɛ mɛpɛ nkɛyɛ ne de nkasa kaka na nkɔɔno ase ɛsɛ kɔ akɔ yɛgyina kɔkuo no mu yɛ na nkɔɔno aso so ntumi ma yɛ mu nkyerɛ mu ne yɛ pa lɔya mɛma wakɔ aba ɛde ba ɛyɛ pfs kante hɔ na deɛ lɔya na mɛna ase nti mɛpatɔ mɛkuta sɛ nnɛ ɛyɛ hyehyɛeɛ a mu yie obi bɛkuta sɛ medeɛ meyɛ nsɛmtwerɛ nya medi akyerɛ mu na moyɛ mpanyimfoɔ a mokuta na
Adesimama Yamane Bofo Abdullahi Dasmani ni etene nkanti Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency won twumedi a wodie no watomu e de amaye no yegidi so oba de aka eche bia so yebetimi ahwe na ye de ato aso yento akasebo no se nemom yegina mu na yakọ NPP amanyoko no aso yen emabunu no efan e wa NPP amanyoko no se mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebrenu nie state of emergency no se no won hunu reporting e wo se otimi declare wo mo ka che na ebre na anie wo mo mabu na kita calendar no mo hunu oman Ghana se de galamse ni dokoro yen wo mo so mo nkwa achi kura please ye kase boso na wo twetwa mu wo mo te se EPA pani Professor Nana Amakluche ne dom de si wa santemantam se kanyame wo delay kakra bi no afa fia ka de si ye no kana nya kura e kire se bebia yaduru no da wo se mampani tumi wo so ne ho se nunum na Ghana de hye ne kankan National Youth Organizer NPP amanyoko na from Salam Mustafa yene no ni nkomo kakra pani wada ma so teme ka ma hai
me Joseph
adie na mugina so a emprempren ya na mahu ne se mampani declare state of emergency no yeye
me da se mamintia itifo nyina nukwe enche bia na mampani nhim kese on one answer. Audit with that say at any point, the National Security Secretariat, the government advice the time to declare a state of emergency on his stage. Now, obey declare state of emergency. Now, we share in summer SEC, especially last week, MPR original NDC ewo institufi north LED tax Marantia, Echo to share, can't force our Oman Kasa any so Omuntia Galamstation. Nanka, and Yami, Emma, Ayo Matuma, ya, Ebisio, no. Nanka, Enya, Asama, they can afford it. Within few days, and a CEO, Edema Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Oko Apoko, on anything for, a staff for account, buying for account. Yeah, and send that, and from home, every day, Omoko do Galamsey side home, somewhere in Okwati. According to EPA boss, they were called by national security. So, Omonjani, if we say, baby Omonjano, near Omuya Galamsey, Omun to be and neutralize the one because they are more heavily armed. And say no more situation, no. And so, Omun feel, if we say, Omun to me and stop you, Omun to me and you, even though Omun buying both for any afraid for any couple. That's the thing with NISA. Baby, you to media. Maybe national security for any train, they will. And my young one, some no Montina, Omonfa, international and from Magana Mapping, His Excellency John Dramani Muhammad. Say, Papa, baby, you do know. One declared state of emergency. You have a train, our mind with, and shall a big woman. And now, my dear, a some way a bit bigger. The Ghana phone in a central for the clergy. Civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, Obia and Boto. Now, and Ghana man beginning. The Emmanuel Drew, time not also. So, Obey declare a state of emergency because you drew a so near Omotu Galamsey, more armed, or more a 2-hour Mukitano, a more powerful a chain near a Bible for, police for, Equator. Now you drew a very dangerous point. And even the national security of Ghana is threatened. With some, in fact, who say, which are my mind are away reacting. Cartels are the apostle. And my mind to say, Mexico, Colombia. Black cartels are just our criminal apostle. Almost I say, ya, in the no matter. A tool, a could a brand and to me, you know, a match one. In fact, Nigeria has who call the Niger Delta State, the rivers, who armed groups I want me to echo share the oil rigs and pipes now Omudi Mudism. My claim Magana and Blue South and Pensuano and Sana, the coin. The best also. Once we have the opportunity, no, Oman and declare a state of emergency. Abema, by both war, for ultimate, or make me a use, you know, more tactics. A quotia. Say, yes, they are. Indian, dear Ghana, Ebeko Akoduno, and ye in Afe, and ye in Ade. Enter a big factor we are about. Say, you swatch a Ghana mountain, he said. Now it is time to declare a state of emergency.
Okay. Salam, when we are doing state of emergency, no, as you drew your peak, we are at an extreme point, and it's no quantity the only viable option. It was yefa. Nessa who dia. At the end, I'm under the state of emergency. What kind of action specifically? And I'm share for the state of emergency. Ni say, but the same penny declare point.
Baby, you do not know against him. We have lost total control of a plan, and that is why we have never seen any bolder audacity by Nomutu Galamsey as this particular incident. Anything that so extra Ghana man begin say, we need a robust response, a radical response. I ever say. Abano is in touch of the security situation of Omanino. So Abano and say they are in control of the security of the state. Then we are all at risk. And that is why we are calling on the president to say, declare a state of emergency. The state of emergency, a demand buying for as now for me, where they need to use minimum or maximum force, they are available and able to use it. A demand more room to operate, and a demand push it to be out. Now you are declaring these zones emergency areas with military designations, such that Obia Ekimi and sorry, and Bowra, Okaya Muse, Okotu, Galassi, and that is Shu Muse, Okotu Galassi. So, what ye got it, Astari, anyway, Erastus Asari Donko, ne reports of Galassi. We have never reached a stage in Senya Galamsey, I just say, like as we have it today. Yet it's still another donkey who for the come. There, MPP for NA Galamsey. NDC for Akan say they need just 1 week to solve Galamsey. They can say, it is over 9-10 months. Still, again, Ekoso. And now, even more worse than it was before. It's a Korea and I buy.
Okay. Salam ya dance papa wadama yenyina wo ha ye watwe ne mu hwede besie. Adesemaima National Youth Organizer NPP Amanyo Kona from Ora Salam Mustafa ne ne di nkomo ne yegina we so ne yetwe ho taw ye ba ye be wie kase no.
Peace FM.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
So wakoma ho hyehyɛ and na ebo periperi the broni can hard burn one. Edi na sese wo ye na se wo yam so atim so e
wo be peki na farmer Martin's liver salt akira kwan entem ahwie nsu agu glass mo ate Martin's liver salt no ba kwa no na wo di agum
wo be hu se ehuru wa glass ni mu na wa nom Martin's liver salt ye won orange flavor and a ba ko so ye plain
wonu mu a ohu beto na mum edi na anu na ho nto wo a ko hu doctor
the luckiest everywhere for everyone.
Day. Mentinka kekeo. Miniman kasa. If you say the luckiest season 3 asayaba.
Afe mami chewo ekwan a obefo so nye o ticket but star 712 hash na dey ehihye no so to ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo the luckiestafrica.com se bia me community ticket no so na you lucky number
ubetumi so ama system na eyi amount chere ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi posi 5,000 Ghana cedi ubetumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra sa wo Ghana for mobile money tia na sa wo amanone dia for bank card tia
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empay ahanum 500 times we ye massa ye pe there will community de benyanso betimi aye emohu edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen lucky na luck bebia shawo hoso enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata chire wo Caritas lottery platform no so.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion. When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Adeshimama yede ho ase mo akwa papa asem oje bretwen ye mi etwa ye ho ba ye. Yede ka se no si wa ha ya fa sedan fama MTN Ghana was we there for you everywhere you go. Wa boa ma ne wo kon sa be ye mo transactions no ewie pe ye network ba kwa entetenko na ma wo nkomodie papa bi nhwere wo no ene ne MTN. Se they also go seamless why. The here so obeji MTN eSIM no. No download my MTN app no. Mash up na be so to data bundles na fein. Wo so ye mo transactions are easy. Inti ka hu no see Germany epe chip papa bi ana sim papa bi de ntwuma me pa chaw MTN African Queen Mackerel nie obi ka se wo ye stew or ye jollof or ye light soup na wo pe mackerel de awono a asem no kan no tofa bo mu nyina ye se African Queen Mackerel omonkwa ne mackerel ye nim ene wo so no ye the pay setters mesrel wo hwe se de esi twa fish no sinanim e de tomato sauce anu so e de papa bi de aka ho a omo mpem akonu ma menche omo secret African Queen Mackerel no ene wo mo todokro na no mo de awono e simple obu a utwi makoma na wontumi ni ne yafuru makoto ma na bibi ya ye na so African Queen Mackerel no fish ni sinanim ne tomato sauce no egu na anu so e de ninti waje ne nkra dokwenta dokwa no de awono no okro no oba ejibi wo kitchen ho mesi so odi obi jollof na ye woda signature tune no African Queen Mackerel no de wo no unso otwa so wie ya no akoto atwene onbeso obehu na chire eye no a onbeso obehu ne secret no apekibi ye di ne se shawanum keke and I would do chromacola star or bapa wo Mr. Friend was 0245 326180 now 030-266-8357 now what should be at the coffee supermarket be a ura your African Queen Mackerel and your deep tray and numu keke adeshimama in your crowd down maintain your wadi trans the prem to be a cassian some medi at the nana ama anotifo mema waha ema monitia adeshe.
Tune it in. Turn it up.
Peace FM.